Hello everyone, welcome to the Android Study JAMS session 1. In today's session, we'll be covering intro and basics of Kotlin. Uh, I am Harshit PVS, DSC lead of JNTUHCEH chapter. For those who haven't been known DSC yet now, I'll brief a bit. DSC is Developer Student Clubs, an initiative by Google developers. It's a student university program where Google developers extend support to each chapters with the technologies, experts, etc., so that uh, students of each college get benefited with new technologies, get aware of them, use them for learning, connecting, and growing. Our today's speaker, Bharat Chandra, Android Facilitator of JNTUHCH campus, is here. Hello, Bharat.
Hi guys. Hi guys. Am I audible?
Please comment in the chat if everything is well. Yeah, guys, it's good enough.
Yes, fine.
Yeah,
So
a quick introduction about Bharat Chandra. He's a student of JNTUHCH who has been working on machine learning and Android dev from the past 4 years. He's also a GSOCer, Google Summer of Code participant of 2020, and he's currently the Android facilitator going to teach Kotlin, Android development using Kotlin. Yeah, over on to you, Bharat.
yeah. So what is the viewers count now? Sorry. Let
Currently
us wait for
4.
some more time.
Yeah, we'll wait for some more time.
Should wait for some time. So actually, yeah. So we have a, a bunch of resources from Google, which we can use to learn Android so seamlessly. So we will wait for a few more minutes for more members to join. Then we can start our session.
Sure.
I I think we already informed many of our peers that to install Android Studio before attending this session. If they haven't installed, no problem. They can do that while going while learning Kotlin. We can install Android Studio. Then we can make apps. See. So what's the time now? So I think you can see the link in the chat pinned by our channel. So please go to that link and you will see the curriculum that we and the topics we're going to discuss now. So I will share my screen now. Is my screen audible? Visible? Yeah. Okay, let's start the session. I mean, we already taken much time, I think. So it's already 5 minutes. Let's start the introductory things. So as people can join, they can continue working on it. So yeah, welcome to Android Study Jam. This is a new to programming track. This is session one. There will be multiple sessions based on the interest and based on the resources provided on the Google's page. So these are the prerequisites. Nothing much. Just you should know how to use computer, basic math skills, and definitely a mic, computer, and a headphone. And internet connection should be good because every resource, while teaching, while using Android Studio, we use a lot of we download a lot of resources from internet. So it is very essential to have internet connection while developing apps. And optional, should have a Android device and a USB cable to see and test the apps on your physical device. Otherwise, you may also use the virtual device, which is available in the Android Studio. So these are three questions which you should have answers to be a good developer, good Android developer. So these are: why are you here? What are your goals? And how do you plan to achieve them? So if you have answers to these three questions, you will definitely excel in Android development. I hope the viewers already know what is know all the answers of this and have a definite reason for viewing this content. So what are we going to do in this session? We're gonna set up our Android Studio in our computer. We're gonna learn basic Kotlin programming language and build a couple of amazing starter apps. And also you will get beautiful resources to continue learning on Kotlin and Android. So if you can see the chat window towards left of the video, there will be a comment pinned which has a link to the developers website where you have all the uh, material. So please open that window. Please open that link, and you'll be seeing this kind of UI. So what's the count now? Let me check. Okay. So you guys open this website, and I will show you what is all about this website. So this is a website created for you guys where all the resources regarding Kotlin and Android development are curated in an amazing fashion such that you will learn everything by yourself. But as a developer and a facilitator of you, I should introduce you to what is Android and Kotlin and some basic concepts so that you will get go on this. So this resource as of now contains 2 units, which I think you can see on that website. I think I can show you now. So as you can see, this website has 2 units now. One is the Kotlin Basics for Android, another is about the layouts. So this session we will complete the first one, Kotlin Basics for Android. So what does this unit contains? So this unit contains, well, this is taking much long time. So this unit contains 4 pathways. So what is a pathway? So pathway means a series of activities which you do to achieve a task or completely learn the skill. So by activities, I mean you will have video lectures, you will have Codelab sessions, and you have some resources to read. So at the end of each pathway, you will have a quiz. So after successfully completing the quiz, you will earn a badge. These badges will be associated with your developer profile. If you're logged into the Google account, these badges will automatically associated and get collected in your developer profile, which will help you in the future. So that's the end. That's our overview of what is this website and what is this pathway means. So I think again we can see the peers count and proceed further to the actual technical details. Okay. Okay. Let's start the first. Actually, how many of you guys have already installed? Is my video?
Yeah, you're audible,
No.
Bharat.
Yeah,
Guys,
I have
please
seen
comment in the chat how many have you installed Android Studio?
most of you have installed Android Studio already. I think we can get going with the Kotlin.
See, Android Studio is a bit necessary for this session as we are going to develop two apps, right, Bharat?
Yeah. So we're gonna develop 2 apps with Kotlin, and I don't think so many of them. Okay. So based on the viewer count and says, I think we can. Okay. Anyway, I will start the Kotlin first. Sorry, I will show you how to install Android Studio first. Then you can place the download and continue the installation process. Meanwhile, we can learn Kotlin. So by the time we complete our Kotlin study, our Android Studio must be ready to use. So we can start programming on Android Studio then. So I think the second pathway here will show you and introduce you to the Android Studio. So the video tutorials here are available to you. You can watch them anytime. So as I am a facilitator, I'm not going to show you these things. So this is a nice step-by-step instructions on how to install Android Studio and what is Android Studio in the first part. Okay, happy now is in the last part of installation. Okay, so what you need to install Android Studio, you need a most commonly almost all the OS operating systems support. Android Studio is available for almost all the operating systems, and you need a minimum computer skills and obviously the disk and memory space requirements. So I recommend using at least 8 GB, a machine of RAM having the RAM of 8 GB and minimum of i5 processor. So let's get started. So Android Studio is a tool for developing Android apps. It's an IDE, so contains all the tools and anything possible to everything that helps you to develop Android apps efficiently. So yeah, as I said, it's available for Windows, Linux, and Mac OS operating systems. So these are the basic system requirements. For macOS, see, that's you have to have version. You have to have version more than this, and memory of 16 GB, and main memory of 16 GB in RAM, and yeah, all this resolution, disk space, and but in case of Windows, the minimum operating system that now Android Studio is now supporting is Windows 10. So please check that, and at least a 12 GB of RAM and a 64-bit operating system is must install, and it should be of 1920 and 1080 recommended resolution and sufficient storage space. So when you meet this system requirements, you can download the Android Studio from developer.android.com/studio. So it will automatically set the operating system settings for you. And just hit on the download button, and you will get the installer. And installation process is also fairly simple. Just keep on hitting next, and that will install your uh, Android system. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna show you the installation process too. So installing on macOS is also briefly documented here. So nothing worry. And installing on Windows is also fairly simple. Just continue hitting on next, and you will be you know taken to this uh, freshly launched Android Studio. So yeah, this is a installation process. I think you have all you guys already have the link. So if you have any doubts, you can just go there and start your check everything and start your installation process. So there is another so I just completed this pathway. So I should take the quiz. After taking the quiz, you will earn a badge. For example, like I think I can show my developer account. Okay, I think that will be visible to you once you click on the badge thing. After completion of this quiz, you will earn a badge. That badge will be associated to a developer account, and that will help you in the future when you try. Actually that is in the beta mode, and developers are pushing that to as a alternative for resume system. Okay, and now we have completed about installation and about Android Studio. But this is fairly simple. You can just read this process, and I will wait for a few more seconds, few more minutes, I guess, to uh, to see to give you guys some time to download and start installation process. And meanwhile, I will get to the
Yeah, Bharat, we have a short task for everyone. Just open slido.com or scan, just a second. I hope my screen is visible now. Everyone,
yeah.
please move on to slido.com or scan this QR code. We have a question for you. How many of you are aware and have created a Google developer profile for yourself? Polls are a good way to encourage interaction. So we just wanted to know how many have created a Google developer profile for yourself. Just a minute of poll duration. So quickly scan this QR code or go to slido.com and enter this code, and you'll be able to answer with a question. In the meanwhile, I guess you guys can download Android Studio, which take time.
Okay,
Woohoo! First response.
2,
Oh no.
3. So guys, just comment on the chat if you have done with installation, so we can proceed. I mean, at least place the installation running.
Yeah, let's check for the chats.
I know that there are few watchers, but yeah, please respond.
Four responses till now. 3 yes and 1 no. Google Developer Profile is an excellent feature provided by Google of the latest days. Yeah, it is still in beta, but once you get it well recognized, it is a good collection for you to store your badges. Previously, we had our 30 days of Google Cloud program where we earned a lot of badges, but nowadays, like everyone have a question, right? Where do we store our badges? How can we display our badges? And that's the answer Google Developer Profile provides. We can showcase our badges not just on LinkedIn or Insta wall posts, but rather we can just give away our developer profile and showcase our badges. What do you say, Bharat?
Yeah, yeah, actually a good all-in-one solution for skills to showcase. Okay, think
Yeah, we'll
you're
get that.
not getting any comments regarding installation. Chalo, ठीक है. Anyway, we're gonna start in now. So, anybody in the
Cool.
currently in installation process, go ahead do the complete installation, and please comment about your status in the chat, so that we can tune the timing and everything. So yeah, is my screen visible? Yeah. So let's start about Kotlin programming language. So Kotlin is used to develop Android apps. So why Kotlin? So Kotlin, actually, before we used to use. Wait a minute. I think we got something. Okay. So previously, Java was most widely used for native Android development, but because of few limitations of Java and lengthy code, lengthy and not so efficient, but not so manageable code base, programmers are shifting their attention towards other alternatives, and Google have developed this Kotlin language to overcome this problem. uh, Kotlin makes developers more productive, and also Kotlin manages the app with less errors. By using Kotlin, you can reduce the and I mean, people who have experience with developing with Java. I think they must have seen null pointer exceptions throwing out every time, almost every time. So by using Kotlin, you will reduce such kind of errors, which are such kind of common, that can be reducible by system itself. So Kotlin helps you to be more productive because you generally create data classes in Java, which will be around 20 lines. In Kotlin, you can just do that in one line. So for the people who doesn't understand what is data class, what is null pointer exception, don't worry. We can, as you go forward, as you learn more, you will understand it. So as of now, just leave it. So how do you learn this Kotlin? In this session, you need not to install any IDE separately other than Android Studio. In this session, we will play with Kotlin in this amazing resource called Kotlin Playground, which will be available to you in the website. So let's open this website again. Go to the first pathway, Android Basics Introduction to Kotlin. Right here and get to this activity. Write your first program, and these two are video-based activities which you should watch. That gives you a brief introduction on what is Kotlin and everything, which I have just introduced you to. So click on this Take Codelab. So again, this will also brief you about programming language and Kotlin programming language. So get to the second one. You will see here a link. Please open this link. This is a Kotlin Playground, which will be given to you a default main function with a print line of hello world string. So you can play with Kotlin here. You need not to install any other things. So let's start. I think so. Yeah. Again, I think you see the green button here, which will be used to run this program. And yeah, and here you can see the output. So we will learn Kotlin here and implement those learnings to make and build our app in Android Studio. So this is what this activity tells us about. So this is the first any Kotlin program, when you click on this run button or execute button, checks for the main function. So this is that main function. Functions in Kotlin are recognized by this keyword fun. So when you click on this compile button or run button, the compiler checks for the main function in your code and then goes into your main function and look at the content. So the first line in your main content, first expression, is to print line, which has a print line function which takes the string as an argument. So what is this function? So what is this string everything? I will explain you this in much more detail. Just habituate with the what do you call this? Yeah, you should be doing this right now. That will be helpful to you as we continue further. Think you got it right. Just chat. Just say yes or no that in the chat. So just habituate with this terminology. I will tell you what all this about. So yeah, when you click on this run button, Kotlin compiler checks for the main function in your code. So after this is available, then the compiler checks for the expressions which you have given inside the main function. The first expression here is a print line function. which is taking a string as an argument. String means a series of characters. In Kotlin, you will create a string like this. I mean, you will write a strings. Actually, in most of the programming languages, you create a string like this, right? So you type my name or anything. This is a string. So that is given as an argument to this println function. I think most of you have already familiar with the C programming, where you have you have already know what is function means. Functions are a modular piece of code which will be used to execute or to obtain a specific output from it. So this piece of code, this has given an argument this. So what does this do is print that argument into the console. So that is the meaning of this program that we ran just now. So yeah, this is our first program. You can also modify this, like as it was mentioned here. You can say happy birthday or anything, any string that will be printed here. So yeah, so you can call the function multiple times with multiple argument with different arguments or same argument, of course. So you will be seeing the output as expected. Happy birthday is printed in the one line, and the Chancy and other things are printed in multiple lines. And there are two print functions in Kotlin. One is this, and other is just print. So this print function doesn't give an end line character. That means if you have multiple print functions like hello world and welcome to DSC JNTUCH. When you run this program, you will see that this line doesn't ended with any new line. So this string comes just right behind this string. So when you want to print in multiple lines, use this println function so that it gets in different line. And yeah, so dealing with errors. Suppose you have done a mistake like not specifying this apostrophe semicolons apostrophe here. When you run this program, you will see a marker here that shows, or this one shows, that unresolved reference hello, and too many arguments to all these things, because in that way you can recognize something is wrong with this line and change accordingly, and run the program, you will see the result. So in this way you will deal with errors in this Kotlin Playground as of now. And when you are using Android also throws out errors at your face in a different level that we can see as you go ahead. So this is a solution code which we have just executed, and this is a summary where all Kotlin programs need a main function. Without main function, the program throws us an error. And using println function, you can print the line of text in a single line, and always the text should be placed in a double quotes. In other programming language like Python, that allows single and double quotes, but Kotlin strictly has one system, that is double quotes. And using again, you can also use this println function or any function in Kotlin or any other programming languages. Function can be used multiple times, and errors are marked by red in the program, such that you can figure which line of the program has got these errors and correct it appropriately. So yeah, you can learn about this at Kotlin Playgrounds or vocabulary. So this resource is this is an excellent resource for you to understand about all the terms. If you have got any new term that you haven't understood here anywhere, you can go to here and see what is suppose for this Kotlin. That's it's supposed two types of variables, val and var. So what is val and what is var? You can check it briefly. Apart from this, you have a great Kotlin actually has a great documentation. You can just learn from the documentation itself. That is super. That Kotlin has super easy to read documentation. I'll show you the docs. Yeah, this one. So get to these. You can just check. Click on this, and you can just start. Go start it. But this is just like a this documentation is not of full terminology, and this documentation is very clean and neat, and made of small words that we can understand. So you should definitely check that out. And if you in future, if you got any doubt about any program, any language, any function or anything about in Kotlin, you can directly go to the documentation, because that, that everything was beautifully explained there. So yeah, now you can play with this function and do whatever the argument you want. You will see the output there. So yeah, we have completed this Codelabs session. Then
Yeah, Bharat. So as we completed our first session today, like here, a quick discussion. Like we here, Kotlin has been selected as the official language by Google for Android development right back in 2017, and then also from 2019, every feature newly released is Kotlin first. Means every new
yes.
feature is being released in Kotlin. So, what could be the future for Kotlin devs? Like, in your words, how good their apps could be in the market?
See, okay, Android has decided to make the Kotlin first. Android is a Kotlin first library already. So uh, most of the businesses, like most of the startups, already using Kotlin to make their code base more efficient and easy to manage. Like example, Zomato uses Kotlin for their app. So Kotlin devs in many multi-platform development tools are already arrived in the market, and they're also doing good. But Kotlin has definitely its own advantages. So people are still looking at Kotlin as a potential thing to make and build Android apps, because these cross multi-platform application development tools like Flutter, React Native, or Ionic, they're at the beginning stage of development, and most of the core functionalities of Android are still not greatly available in these tools. Like if you want to work with Bluetooth DLE, and other serious core things of native Android, and you should definitely consider uh, going for Kotlin rather than using this multi-platform tools like Flutter and React Native. So that's definitely an added advantage for whoever wants to develop an app that area.
Great, Bharat. I hope like with this session, like our upcoming sessions, at least like few people get used to Kotlin programming and build apps. Will be really great if they could really upload them to Play Store. We can see their apps too.
Yeah, guys, if you have developed, if you now we're gonna develop at least one app, or time permits, we're gonna develop the other one. So get some creativity out of you. What I will be telling you what to do, but uh, get some creativity, do some modifications to what I told, and bring something new so that we and share that screenshot with me so that I will share that to Google. And if that is too great, that Google will be featuring that in their stories. So try to be creative, and
Yeah, let's see who wanna get featured by Google.
So yeah, let's continue this next activity. So this is just the same thing what we have discussed earlier. So get the Kotlin Playground and try running this code, and as you can expect, this will be the output. So yeah, these are kind of when you just try running this code here, you will get a birthday cake out of it. Sorry, I think I should place that in. Voila, birthday cake. So this is some kind of yeah, play with symbols kind of thing. So next, commenting in Kotlin. So commenting means when you want to convey something to other developers who want to see you, want to see your code, understand your code, or you want to convey yourself something that is critical about the piece of code you're gonna write now. You will be using comments. So when you write print or anything without commenting, compiler will consider this as some expression and tries to evaluate it. So when you add when you want to make this as commented blocks, you just need to add two forward slashes before that line, so that compiler ignores this line completely and just consider these expressions while evaluating the code. So in this way, like see here, the developer wants to tell us that let's print cake, so he don't work. So this should not be evaluated by the compiler. So we just added two forward slashes so that this line will be ignored. Yeah, so when you run this program, obviously you're gonna get this as an output. So yeah, we have got to know what is how to print things. So let's move on to the real stuff of how to create a variable. Well, what is variable? Variable is kind of a place or a bucket to store your values. Like if you want to uh, some values, like here you created a variable called age, which stores your age. This basically means creating a variable basically means providing a space for certain data to be stored in your main memory, your RAM. So in that way, you can use this age variable further in your different expressions of your code to get some useful output out of it. So someone who has experience with Kotlin, someone who has experience with Python, JavaScript, uh, Kotlin might be this might be sound very similar to you. In Kotlin, you have two keywords to create variables. One is uh, var, and other is val. So if you create a variable with using keyword val like this, you should create a variable by first placing this keyword val or var. Then give a name to the keyword variable. Like here, I will give it a name as name. Then assign some value to it like this. So I will assign to it my name as a value. So when and again, you do not to use any semicolon. Someone who is habituated with Java or JavaScript, you might have a tendency to give a semicolon there, but don't do that. So this is when you create a val variable. This is a variable which is created by placing this val keyword. You cannot change this variable further anymore in your code. Like I cannot change this to something like DSC. And when you try to run this, you will get an error that val cannot be reassigned. So this is kind of a constant thing. When you will use val when you have a constant thing that will never change in your code. So when you want to create variables that change in your code, you should keep var keyword before your variable name so that you can change it whenever you want, like this, and no problem will be raised. So you can print this variable just by using the println function, which we just learned in the previous activities. Just place this here, and you can see Chandra got printed here. So you can also include these variables in in the string itself, like you can write a string welcome, and you can include the variable by placing a $sign followed by curly braces and name of the variable. So in this way, you can include this variable directly into the string. Another language, you may have to do concatenation separately and then include it. In few languages, you have to convert the variable. If this variable is integer or anything, you need to convert that into string and then concatenate it to it. But Kotlin has made this privilege for us. So you can just run that and you can see out the variable's value got printed here. So anything like, let's put Harshit here, create there. So in that way, we're gonna use variables inside strings. So yeah, how to create a variable? Val or var keyword first, then the name of the variable, then followed by equal to sign, and then the value of the variable. So yeah, you can use variables like this inside inside the strings, and that string can be used to give an argument for any other function or println, which we have given here so that we can view that. So yeah, same thing, putting text into the variable. What we did earlier is that same thing, put the text in this variable and assign it here. So yeah, so in this way you're gonna create variables and use that in strings and view that using println. So we're going to print a birthday banner. It's going to look like this in the Kotlin Playground. So for that, we're going to create a function. So as of now, we have learned how to use println function, and then we have seen how to create variables, and then we have seen how to use that variables in strings, and now we're going to see how to create a function. How to create a function? You have already used println function, so we're going to see how this println function is created in the first place. So every function, see here, main itself is a function. So a similar way, you're going to create function. Function starts with the keyword fun. So yeah, its function is a fun creating. So give it a name, my function, and then followed by two curly braces, and sorry, two parentheses, and then followed by curly braces. So this function can do anything, like it can print something, hello world. And we can call this function here like this by its name. So So with this, you'll get the output of this. And when you call this function, the function gets executed and it contains this part, so it will be rendered here. Same thing is explained here in a more detailed manner. So your Kotlin program always have a main function. In addition, you create and use multiple functions. Functions help you to avoid writing some code multiple times. So suppose yeah, functions will help you to write. I can, I may have usage in some cases. I may have usage of calling multiple. I mean, I have a usage of printing hello world multiple times. So I can call how many times I can call multiple times this my function thing. So it will print. It will do the same job multiple times for us. Otherwise, we should without using functions, it will be difficult. Like we should call each and every time we should call this thing to print hello world. Yeah, it is compulsory to use the quotes. Single quotes is not allowed in Kotlin for the strings. It is compulsory to use double quotes. Oh, it's already 51 minutes started. Okay. So yeah, sorry. Suppose this is the function that prints borders. So yeah, so the function looks like this. As I said, function starts with the func keyword, followed by its name, then parentheses, then curly braces, then the things that need to be executed. So here's an example of why we use functions. So in this case, we need a border up and down before uh, above and below this print ln statement. So instead of using this line multiple times here, just call this function. So in this way, functions helps us to reduce the usage of ribbon. I mean, reduce writing bunch of code multiple times in this. But just we can just call that. We can just execute that line by calling this function like this. And the other you can also you need not to do this thing in this function. There is a shortcut to do that thing. Like you can use this repeat function. It just it's just like a while loop, for loop in other languages. You can use this repeat function. What does this function does is it just repeats this line. It just executes this line the number of times you provided here. So this equal to will be printed 23 times as they're using print function. The equal to will not be printed in other line. It will be in the same line. So the output again will be looked like this. Okay. Now I've told you how to create functions. Let's see how to give the how to create functions that take some argument and tells the work accordingly. So the functions. So suppose you need to print a certain character multiple times here, so that so it should give. Sorry. So like this, you can you can give an argument to this function. So I will show you like this way. You can specify the name of the argument and the type of the argument that you want to give to this function. So when you want to call this function, you can just give that argument here, and you can use a repeat keyword here, and you can use a border. Give it count to 23 or something, and just use the print function to print that argument which you are given here. So in this way, the argument given here will be printed 23 times. So this is very crucial thing in programming, that functions should take some arguments and should return something from the after executing the piece of code which is given here. So what does this results is the same thing. So in this way, you can just previously we used to use this one, and now we can use some other symbol, like we can use this for border, and the border will be now printed like this. You can just run this program here and see. Just give me a second. Sorry, I just removed the name variable. See, so this is printed with the border. That taken border is printed by this my function, which take this string as an argument and just repeatedly prints. What this function does is just repeatedly printing this. Repeatedly prints this argument. So if you want to change the border some other character, you can just change it here, and you can see that will be reflected here. Anything, maybe this, you can see the change here. So in that way, you can create multiple borders. This is just an example on how to use some syntax and how to how does the syntax of functions looks like in Kotlin. And again, you can also add multiple arguments, of course. So you can also take this number from here itself, like repeat. We call it repeat. That is a int, so we can place it. So in Kotlin, you have not many, just a few data types which you constantly use. Int, string, and for again, you cannot assign a null value for a variable which is of string. Actually, I forgot to tell you on how to assign a variable data type when you're creating itself. When you're creating a variable itself, like when you're creating a var variable like this name, I told you to just use it like this. So you can use it like this. Kotlin is intelligent enough to understand this is a string and place this string, this name variable under string variables. But if you want to specify it explicitly to Kotlin, you just place a place a column there and just type string, so that it will be understood to the Kotlin that. Sorry, I create another variable here. I haven't given it. Yeah, you can give some number to it as to the int, and you can also use this here. And now you can change the character and the count. So you can print this just 13 times. It looks like this. So yeah, in this way, you can create functions and give arguments to it like this. Yeah, this is all for that. So this is just the same thing which we have learned earlier, just further playing with it. And yeah, nothing else, just again a function which takes age and layers of int data type and repeats this code, the number which for the number of time that is given this variable layers. And what does it repeat? It repeats again this loop, this repeat function for the time, for the number of times that is given here, let's do it. So that will result you something like this. So actually this is just what this page is generally extension to what we have learned earlier. So as of now, I will brief you what we have learned. We have learned about print statements. We have learned about creation of variables. We have learned about how to create functions. And there is one more important thing that need to be uh, addressed here. Functions. If you have any programming experience, functions also return some values. So, for example, this function, you can also how do you specify that in Kotlin that this function returns some value? So to specify that, you can again place a colon after your parenthesis and place the data type that this function returns. For in case if it returns int, then yeah, let's create another function to show this. Addition that takes again this data type declaration should have this first letter as capital. This is again a strict rule in Kotlin. And consider another argument int. And we can return values by using this return keyword, as most of the programming languages use the same keyword. Sorry, this. So addition to that, you should also place the type of data. You should also give the data type that will this function return in this manner by placing the colon and the data type after the parentheses. So in this case, in this way, you can call different functions and get the result out of it. So how to get the result out of it? Just create a variable, sum, and call this function from here. Addition. Give an argument something 1213, and let's see what is printed by using println. See, we got a result of 25. So in this way, you place arguments and you place return type for a function. So you have completely learned how to create functions in Kotlin. And this is again how steps of troubleshooting and some summary and other resources that you can learn more about functions and everything, functions and variables and commenting repeat statements. So after this, I think we completed this pathway. So you guys take the quiz. After completion of the quiz, you will get a badge. That badge will be directly linked to your developer profile. So after this, sorry. So we have completed our, I think we have completed our basics of Kotlin pathway. And I guess by this time you should have definitely installed your Android Studio because it's almost 1 hour. So let's start on creating our first app. So we're gonna design an app that looks like this. I will show you my mobile, that a happy birthday greeting card app. So here will be some text, and here will be some, I think is it visible? Guys, comment something. Is it visible?
It's visible, Bharat.
Okay. So you will be just having a image here and some text up and some text down. By doing this, you will understand about layouts, views, view groups, and how to create this, place and create this kind of scenario. So for starting that, just so let's begin. Let's focus for that. I think you should have your online. You should have your Android Studio set up. Okay. So in this way, see, have some, you will be seeing this kind of thing. So just sign in, and that batch will be associated with your account. So here is introduction. So this is how you create a new project in Android Studio. Click on this start a new project thing, and click on the empty activity thing here. Empty activity select here, and then go hit on the next button, and you will see here few configurations to be done. So give a name to your app, maybe happy birthday. So you can do something more creative than happy birthday. So do that. Happy birthday, Sam. And place this language option here to Kotlin, and the minimum SDK to level 2 KitKat 4.4 Android 4.4 here. And please do not check this box. Uncheck this if you have already placed a check here. Then hit on the finish button. This will launch your Android Studio. So I think everything will be uh, setting up right there. Gradle is being built. So you should wait for a few more minutes to get this started. Meanwhile, you can just go through this. I will just, this is just a step one to create your project, and you will be seeing after your project is created, you will be seeing a app like which look like this. I will show you. I think yeah, still process going on, but I can show you this thing. Chalo, ठीक है. Just wait for some few more minutes. So there is a small basic concept about UI in apps. Everything that you see on screen, text, images, buttons, any other types of elements, we call them as view. So these views will be inside some view groups. So what are these view groups? So view groups are kind of containers which contain views. And why do we use view groups means view groups will help us to arrange these views inside our app. So certain there are multiple view groups which we use in Android, like constraint layout, linear layout, relative layout. Suppose for example of linear layout, if view group, when you place views in the linear layout, everything will be one below the other. So that way, views are ordered in the linear layout. In constraint layout, there are certain rules to constrain your views so it looks more flexible in different kind size and kinds of layouts. I will just show you, but just remember that view is anything that appears on the screen like text, images, buttons, and view groups are containers which contain views. An example of view groups are constraint layout, linear layout, and relative layout. About the layout editor, so I think yeah, it's done here. So maybe you may be landed here, but please go to this tab, and please also you will be having this option here in this I button. Please click on this show system UI, so that you will be shown all this status bar and a toolbar here, so that we can just look what this is what actually looks in your mobile when you use this Android when you run the app. So just for the verification purpose, just hit on the run app thing, and we'll also see that whether this apps started running or not. So this one we call it as a project window. This is this one we call it as palette, where we have different types of views here. I think, yeah, we got our app got running on our mobile file, and just we will just have the status bar, toolbar, and the text called hello world. So anyway, we're gonna change this thing to what we have seen before, the birthday uh, greeting card app. So just you can see here, this is the palette where we have all the views which we can drag and drop over in these activities. And here you have the component tree where you will see your view groups. Here is your constraint layout. By default, you will be having a constraint layout and this hello world text view inserted when you create your first new project. Then you can change it. Then you can change it appropriately. But by default, when you create a new project, you will be having these things. So in this component tree, you can see what are the components. Like a view group is a component, and view group, this constraint layer view group has this text view as a child component, and but text view, it's a constraint layout is a parent component. So this tree like structure will be shown here in this component tree. This is your project view. You can see all your files, and if you go to click on this resources button and then click on the layout, you will be seeing the activity main.xml file, which we are now viewing here in this design view. Actually, activity main.xml file contains code like this. When you view it by normal text editors like Notepad or anything, you will be seeing code like this. Android Studio understands this and formats this in this way so that beginners can understand and easily configure some things. So this is the structure, and you will be having attributes section here. So every component, whether it may be the view group or a view, will have some attributes. So these are those attributes. You can tweak them to show some things beautifully. For example, this is these are the attributes of this text view. So you can change the text, or you can at least you can change everything. Like you can change the font size, something bigger, so that it looks like this. So in this way, you can tweak attributes here from this attribute section, and you can view all the components from this component tree section, and you can bring more components into the activity by using this palette section. So this is all that I have just explained. So we just ran our first app, freshly created app, and that looks like this. Okay. So add text views to your layout. So just delete this thing. So to remove this thing, this view from our activity, just select this and click on the delete button in your keyboard. That will remove that view from your activity, and you can bring. Now you can add any views you want. Such like you can just add a text view again, for example. So yeah, you can see the text view got added, but in the component section, you will see a kind of error here that tells this view is not constrained. So what is meant by constraint? Constraining a view means so for any view, you should give a definite position to it. Otherwise, it will land at the beginning point of this page. That means at the top left corner. So you should give uh, a position to this view so that it stays there. So how do you give position? For giving position for anything in real world also, you need at least two axes, X and Y. So in the same way, in Android, you need you need to at least give two constraints to a view to avoid it to be settled here. So for giving constraints, you just not to do anything else, just click here, and for giving the x constraint, just set connect it to here or here, so any uh, sides of the phone. For giving the y constraint, connect it over this direction or over this direction, so we'll be connecting here. And if you want to place your app at the middle of the screen, you can constraint here and you can constraint here down as well as that. It will be visible like this. So yeah, your text view will be in the middle of the screen. Still, you can see some kind of warning here. I will tell you what this warning means. But as of now, just understand that in constraint layout, you need to constrain views. Otherwise, it will settle there in the beginning of your screen. For constraining views, you need to give two constraints at least, x and y. So when you give these two constraints, you can set the position of a view. So that's the same thing that was done here. So if you want to remove a constraint, just click on the constraint and just hit the uh, delete button. You will be removing that constraint. And you can now, when you have two constraints here, you can now just set the position. You can also see that from top it is 60, from left it is 68. So in this way, you have set the constraint. So in any phone, when this app runs, you can see this text view at 60 pixels from top and 68 pixels from the left. So in that way, views can be constrained in constraint layout. So this also explains the same thing which I've just done, positioning. And you can see this margins from left and top here. You can change it here, or you can just change the position just by moving your mouse, or the same thing. Everything is the same. So yeah, so let's place this thing at the above in the beginning, and now we'll just tweak our attributes. Let's change the text to happy birthday, birthday, and Sam. Yeah. So in this way, and hit enter, you'll see that the text will be changed. But again, you need to change the you need to change this to 0 match constraint thing, so that it will set this views according to the content in it. So if the content is more, the views width will be more, and that will be automatically set for you. You don't need not be troubled about that. So in that way, you can change this text here, and we will slightly change its color too. It's already black, I guess, but just type black here and hit on black, and can increase the font size to something big. Maybe again also change this height to 0. Sorry, something went wrong. The wrap content, yeah. So this should also be a wrap content thing. Yeah. Click place both of them and wrap content, and increase the font to something very big. Okay, there is Sam. Sorry. Yeah. So happy birthday Sam is nicely sized, colored, and constrained according to our requirement. That's the end of this activity. Then we will be styling Sam the way we did. You can also again there are other attributes you can explore and play with, like there'll be font and multiple attributes. Wait, just select this thing. You will be seeing font family, everything. See, like this, and font colors. See, text font colors, and this is some attributes that you can some of the many attributes that you can change, tweak of text view. After this, again, if you want to see the code, just go to the link provided here. This is a GitHub hosted thing, and here you can see, go to the app. This one, source main resources, because our main activity is located in the resources, and go to the layout thing, and yeah, you can see the main activity or XML file, which will be exactly similar to our code file which we have just created. So yeah, that's the same thing. So yeah, here it is. So yeah, GitHub has launched its dark mode. That's why it is looking like this. Now let's move back to this. This just shows how to import the project which I've just seen to check your solution. So what is the summary? Layout editor helps you to create your UI parts, and everything you see on the screen is view. Text view is also view, and it's a UI element for displaying text. Constraint layout is a view group, and it is a container for other views. Views need to be constrained horizontally and vertically within constraint layout. One way to position view is with margin. So that's the same thing we have done. And views have attributes like font, text size, color, etc. And here are other resources to learn more about views. And I recommend this TP versus S.SV this thing, because that is about the sizes. Normally we use SP for text sizes, and if in case we have using for mentioning the size of a view, we use DP. Like for suppose uh, I want to set this layout size, this view's layout width as 20 dp, then 20 density pixels. So I will specify like this. In case of text, it will be SP. So as of now, I don't want to do that, and just set to that to wrap content, and yeah. So in this way, you're gonna set these things, get running. Yeah.
So, Bharat, are we done with our first app?
No. Just one more thing. Just add a image, and then we'll be done with our first app.
Yeah.
So get on the next activity. Mm. So for the images, you need to open. You need to get to the second part, and click on this resource. That will take you to the GitHub thing. Just hit on the download button. That will download. Paste that in a nice repository. I already placed it here, so just you keep it somewhere else so that will be available to you. So save that file, and then go back to your Android Studio. Click on this Resource Manager tab. Then click on this plus tab and import drawbles. Then navigate to the folder where you have stored that files. What is that? It's in case just copy that. So in this, okay, just wait. Just okay, download and store it somewhere else. Yeah. So hit on this code robles, then navigate to place where you have saved that thing. Wait to navigate. You go to the desktop. Okay, it's in my B folder, B drive itself. Okay, just yeah, here it is. So click on the next button, and again import. You'll be having your Android party here. So just drag and drop the image view, and as of now, just keep this as a sample data. Now constrain it vertically and horizontally to all the sides, and just change this attribute here. I'll show you the attribute that need to be changed. So yeah, this way you should import this, and yeah, change the attribute scale type to center prop. Enter. Also change this layout width to match constraint so that it match this width matches to the parent width. And now change this resource image by clicking down here, and then clicking onto your resource and just click on enter. Wait a minute, just again drag and drop it here with the resource directly. Okay, constrained it. Vertically horizontal. The height to this. With this scale type. Center prop. There might be some glitch with this. Okay, I will change the resource. I think there might be problem with the resource which I place here. This is a content description thing. There's a render problem that says couldn't find the resource drawable Android party. Just click on the resource, press tab. I'll just go through the steps. Not they're wrong, but yeah, I'll just see this. Meanwhile, if you find anything, if you find the where it went wrong, so you can just place that comment there. We'll see and see. So what is first thing? You should drop this thing there, and you should create it. Let me import this resource again. I'll just delete this and again import. Go into this. Sorry, not address it. But import all resource and then go to Android party PNG. Click on the import. Yeah, well done. It's an import problem there. So as you can see here, you cannot see the name which we created before to have to get that visible. Just what happened is this image is over the text we created there. So just move the image over the below the text. I think that will be enough to show the text. Yeah, here is that. And yeah, just for the finishing touch, we'll be adding another text view here down here. Just constraint here, top, bottom, and here, and just do that margin sum, and maybe some from Earth, and so change the color to black, sorry, black, and for size, yeah, your app is ready. So just click on this, attributes will be gone. Yeah, just minimize it. You can see the app layout design really ready. So we'll just run this app on our mobile, and let's see whether we can great or not. I think we took a much longer time to explain Kotlin. We'll just do more homework in case the next session, so that will reduce the time to more or less. Yeah, our app is ready. So yeah, guys, if you have created this app, please share the screenshots with me, with Harshit, so that we can send them. Actually, please share this in your social media, so that might okay, just make sure just show you some. Yeah, guys, so share this in your social media with using this tag hashtag Android Study Jams, and also hashtag DSC JNTUHCEH, so that this will be directly if your app is good creative enough, that will be directly featured by Google. So I think the time is getting late, so yeah, let's wrap up now. And in the second session, we will be creating a cool app than this, using the skills we have learned here, Kotlin. That will be like the a real app where you will be, which the UI looks like this. When you click on this role, will be showing a dice, and every time when you click on the role, a random number will be generated, and same way dice will be adjusted. So yeah, this looks more interesting than what we just created. So I will be expecting more number of people the second session. Thank you very much. Bye.
we get more we get into more app building in the next session. We have covered much fundamentals now, so more of apps in the next session. Also, Bharat, for the beginners, very few people know about emulators. Could you give a few words on emulators? What they are like?
So these emulators, which is showing here. So emulators are the virtual devices that virtual Android devices, complete Android devices that run on your system. So in my case, I have already installed a Pixel 2 of API level 27. So I can just click on this and run the app on that emulator. But I have used my physical, but this one is not the emulator. This is just a mirroring of uh, my physical device here, just a mirror part. So that because emulators are much slower than physical devices, so that's why Google also, many developers recommend to use physical devices while developing Android apps. Emulators basically are complete Android operating system installed. I mean that you can use to test apps when you have doesn't have any physical device in your hand. You can install those devices by you opening this open AVD manager, Android Virtual Device Manager, and click on this Create Virtual Device button, and it will be shown multiple virtual devices that are available. So click on anything, click on the device you want to test your app on, and that shows the dimensions of the device, and you also have the categories, like you can test if you have made an app for TV, iOS, watches, tablets, and all. So then you can, based on that, you can select emulators. So next, click on this button and click on the version Android that you need, those emulators, and then next button. That way, entire virtual operating system will be installed onto your Android Studio. After completion of your installation, that in the ABD manager here, you'll be seeing your emulator, and you can just hit on this actions, open the emulator, and see this here. This takes some time, but yeah, when you doesn't have a physical device that want to test on, you can use emulators.
So emulator is a great provision whenever we don't have physical devices, and also when you fear for you are error prone code, you have error prone code, and you want to test more and more, then you can use emulators instead.
Yeah.
Like usually
Yes.
developers switch between emulators and real devices for
Hmm.
required cases, like particular situations when they are extensively testing, they can use emulators
Hmm.
and rest all
I mean, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So that's the use of emulators. I think we hit 100 minutes now. Yeah, next session will be we'll be developing an app like this, which I've just shown, and that will be real fun because yeah, you're making an actual app that works and that helps you to play some games.
Yeah, so next session, we'll since we covered all the basics here, whoever didn't install Android Studio yet, please do it right now. By the next session, we'll directly get into building the next apps so that you can follow up with us and directly build apps along with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, so any else questions left, please quickly put in the comments.
If you want to contact me, I will also provide my contact info here. If you have any doubts, I will be very happy to help you. And I want to create a developer community. Already, we have a college has a DSC group has already created a group there. So you want to join that group, just mail or message me on Insta. I will. If you're not on that group, I will definitely set you at that. Harshit will help us that case.
Or Android community is all like has a great vision to uh, instill this uh, Android development skill in everyone. Like when it comes to hackathons and all projects, people fear from building Android apps, where the solution for any project could be some mobile application, and they simply give hands up. Why they say no, I don't know Android app, I can't build that, and they quit. But if you learn the skill right now, like with at least with the basics, you can come up with some at least some demo app, so that you won't quit, but actually you can participate in some hackathons and all. Android skill is a really good skill to learn.
And here are some more resources. This is Kotlin course which we have just used, and Android. Android has its separate documentation, which is also quite good, quite excellent, and you can do what everything about Android. Android, of course, this functionality and everything, sensors and everything will be available here. You can just go through the sample codes. You can also learn about testing, quality guidelines that we used in industry, and also learn how to place this in Google Play Store. There are many more things like material design and how to design apps for different operating systems and different layouts. So in other articles, you can just hit on this learn more button, and you'll be seeing this. It is not about this. Okay. And this is Android Studio's user guide. And we know you actually Android Studios are a bit difficult to, as you can see, you will be encountering more and more problems. And this is the place when you encounter a problem that is related to Android Studio, then you should definitely come to this place and check what's what. So Harshit, అయిపోయిందా?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So one last thing, like whoever are pretty new to the development side and who don't know about GitHub is a version control system where you can store your code and showcase your code. You can there are pretty many tutorials online explaining it. While you can also follow Bharat on YouTube. He has a good tutorial on his channel. Bharat, please showcase that. You
Well,
can follow Bharat on YouTube.
you can just
Yeah, we'll put it in comments too.
yeah, someone else. Okay, just search for it. I think you should show up that. No.
It's
uh,
open your channel, right?
it in 15 minutes, and you'll be yeah, the first one is mine. Learn Git in just 15 minutes. You'll be told all the basic Git commands. Whether you use it on different Linux or Windows, the Git commands will be the same. So this is a very good resource to learn and get started with Git.
So Git
And
is also a very great resource. Do learn about that and make use of it. Yeah, that's it.
and
I
my
think.
channel also contains some other information about computational geometry and data vision.
Great.
Yeah.
So we'll wrap up. I hope this good session for everyone. Yeah, that's it. Thank you, everyone. Thank you attending for this session.